Hey guys, Rodney here. Very glad to be back. Welcome to another episode of The Creative Habit. In today's episode, we're going to be focusing on the word creative. How do you become more creative? Or rather, how do you live a more creative life? This will be the first of a 7-part series where I'll be sharing with you 7 things that have influenced my creative ability, inspired by the maestro himself, Leonardo da Vinci. Fun fact, I am naming my first kid Leonardo, boy or girl. One of my seeds is going to be named after the most creative genius of all time. Bet. Okay, so if you're listening to this, I'm guessing it's because you believe that there may be something amazing inside of you and you're looking to unleash that, but your current lifestyle or state of mind is limiting that explosion of awesomeness. I feel you. And most importantly, I got you. Whether you're in the creative industry or not, from time to time, you feel like there's some missing piece of information that could change everything. Well then, let us begin. First thing to know is that your creativity is always limited to your perception. You can't give what you don't have. And that is to say, if you have a closed mind when it comes to your opinions and beliefs, etc., your creativity will reflect that. If you have an open mind, your creativity will also reflect that. That's just the basis of creativity. The more open you are, the more creative you can become. Think about it. How can you possibly hope to generate new ideas when you aren't open to new ones in the first place? That's why creativity is often killed by the time we reach adulthood. We are raised in a certain way and then trained to never deviate from that way. And as you would expect, anything we do will reflect that closeness. But a person who was raised in a manner that encouraged free-flowing learning and unlearning will naturally grow up with space to explore his creativity. And Leonardo was one of, if not the most open-minded individual ever. In fact, he should be patron saint for creatives. Pope Francis, if you're listening, get it done. So, what I'm about to share are 7 principles based on Leonardo's life, and these will open the gates of creativity for you. I came across them 5 years ago. I internalized them, and they have become part of who I am, influencing not only my personal life, but my professional life. You may not know me, but dare I say, I am insanely creative. And this is as a matter of fact. This is not, me being proud or arrogant or whatever else you guys use to describe people who speak about the best of themselves. But I am constantly in awe of how my mind works and how its beauty manifests itself. In relationships, my partners have always pointed that out. In my family, they affectionately refer to me as a free thinker. In my work, my clients have grown to trust me. They see my value and they seek my input in almost everything. So, there's a lot of positives I can take from how these principles have, influenced me and how I've developed myself in my own unique way. I am in no way comparable to Da Vinci though, but real recognize real, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Principle number 1, curiosity. This goes back to what I said earlier about developing an open mind. Let's face it, our educational system sucks. It took away our curiosity a long time ago. Every question has a pre-made answer, and if that answer is questioned, you'll be attacked and ridiculed. But you gotta get that curiosity back. You gotta question everything. You don't have to take everything at face value. You don't have to accept everything because an expert or pastor or holy book told you so. Even this podcast, just because it worked for me, doesn't mean it'll work for you. But you're curious. That's why you're here. Maybe I'll reveal something profound. Or maybe I'll say something that's batshit crazy. Who knows? But you're curious. And curiosity will get you everywhere. Curiosity is most frowned upon in religion, but I can't imagine a more healthy relationship with your God than having questions, than wanting to get to the bottom of things, than wanting to understand what you believe and what you have subscribed to as well as possible. Guys, it's 2018. We're too grown, we're too smart, too educated to believe something just because they told us with a straight face. Like, instead of looking for the correct answer, look for the correct question. It's like, instead of asking, what is the meaning of life? You ask, how can I make my life more meaningful? And that shift changes everything, because in one question, it has a million answers that make no sense to you. But the other question immediately gives you options, gives you control. You have direction. You got to look for different points of view. Be brave enough to look for those that go against yours. Always be searching for something. Even if you don't know what it is, read books, talk to people about random things, have unexpected conversations, make them think about things they would never have thought about ordinarily, things that require them to think carefully before they answer, things that throw them off guard, that inspire them and force them to reveal things about themselves. Let your curiosity spark the curiosity of another. I mean, whew, imagine applying this to relationships. Your boss, your clients, your partners, they will all appreciate the breath of fresh air you bring into their lives, because most people aren't curious. Most people know what they know, and if they should just happen to stumble across something new, it's a happy accident. But having a habit of curiosity is more fulfilling, and it changes the game. It really does. As a creative individual, you got to be curious about yourself and everything you do, everything around you. Observe people, observe structures, songs, pictures. Rewire your mind to synthesize any information it receives with a childlike sense of wonder. If you don't understand something, seek to understand it. Don't wallow in your lack of understanding. Don't use it as a crutch or an excuse for toxic behavior. You got to be curious in ways that you never imagined. Like, why am I the way I am? Would the results be different if I change my attitude, my habits? Now, by the time you've internalized this intense curiosity for life, your creative work will thank you for it, because now you have all kinds of sources to steal from. Your subconscious is filled with enough references that you can reimagine into something new. You have a full library of experiences, conversations, stories to mix and match to create a new idea. You start to realize the infinite connections between things, which you can now utilize to blow the minds of ordinary people. Have you ever found yourself in awe of something someone made and you're thinking, how did he or she think of that? Yeah, that's the classic case of someone who has limited life experience and someone else who has unlimited life experience to draw from. Have you ever heard the saying that goes something like, in the end, you get the brain you deserve? Have you? Probably not. Whatever you expose your mind to, whatever you take in is what you give out. You can't create magic if you don't expose yourself to magic. And that is just it. Garbage in, garbage out. Magic in, magic out. The best, most awesome ideas come from a mind that is open to inspiration. And that is the essence of creativity. Being open to receive inspiration. Be curious, people. Be patient. Be attentive. Pay attention. You are the sum of all your experiences. Even your creative work is the sum of your experiences. Learn as much as you can. Learn about something doesn't mean that you have to become it. I mean, just because you Googled homosexuality out of curiosity doesn't mean you support it or you're going to become one. In fact, one of the signs of a sound mind is one that can consider ideas without necessarily being influenced by them. So, in essence, what I'm saying is that curiosity is necessary to build a library of sources that you can draw on when you need them the most. It's the fuel on which creativity runs on. If all you do is see the same friends, do the same things, watch the same shows, listen to the same music, talk about the same stuff, you will create the same old stuff. Even you'll be like, you'll be frustrated, like, I'm in a rut. My work is not evolving. my ideas are not game changing. It's all because you're not curious. So, stay curious, stay hungry, my friends. And that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I made some sense, because in the next episode, we'll be diving into the next principle for a creative lifestyle. And that said, my name is Rodney. You can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Rodney Avio, one word, Rodney Avo. Do subscribe and share, and I will see you next time. Rodney out.